it down the sounds right here, Don Jose's.
You're watching Full Tilt Vegas with Richard Delatorre. Full Tilt!
Full tilt. Yeah, we kind of rushed on here. We had a power outage. We got it back on. I hope it stays on. I'm looking at myself there. Victor would say, Richard, you look like Gonzo. Anyway, nah, I'm just here. We were telling jokes. That's why my. Anyway, I was going to say something, but I forgot. Anyway, welcome to Go Live Vegas Studios. How's my volume? Thank you very much. The heart of Las Vegas. The show is Full Tilt Vegas. You can get my book. It's in the book Winning Ways. You can download it on your phone. I suggest get it on your phone. You'll have it everywhere you go. You can give it as gifts. Blackjack, Craps, and Roulette. You can go to Delatorre 360 Entertainment and see all my episodes. We also sell mugs here. You can show that in. Thought you were going to throw that in. We sell mugs here. You guys can buy those. You can put your coffee in there, hot chocolate, rum. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, you can also go ahead and smash that like button so the algorithm can get out. It gets out to more people, and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, you can also get the hard copy. You want a hard copy, it's up to you. But I suggest you get it on your phone because you'll have it everywhere you go. If anybody has any questions, anybody got any questions about gambling? I was going to say something, I better not. Anybody got any questions on gambling? There's a phone right there, 855, 502-4321. Anyway, let me see here. Yeah, the name of this show, this is number 71. The name of this show is, I guess it's Blackjack, and this is very hard for me to pronounce. What is there? Irregularities. If I don't say it with somebody saying it gets all tongue-tied. Anyway, that's the title of the show. That's a little bit about Blackjack. I'm going to show you or tell you a few things, and I'm going to show you one that the MGM, I know the dealers know the procedure I'm going to show you. A lot of dealers, blackjack dealers, a lot of them don't even know this. I guess they call the floor. Man, I didn't get my damn chips out. I need a couple of chips. Anyway, no, hey, not hungry. This guy's always thinking about food. Hey, Aaron, why don't you grab me my chips right there so I don't go off air here. I know everybody wants to seeing me. See, I just need a couple of chips. Anyway, I don't know which one is it. Just open one of them because it's got to be in there. Uh-oh, here comes Aaron. Can you see him? Nope, nobody can see him. Look at he's got a big sandwich in his hand, and I bet I can't get it from him. Let me see. Oh yeah, right. Slam my fingers. My sandwich? No, yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to use these. These are I could use it, doesn't matter. They got the felt on them. Anyway, yeah, Delatorre 360 Entertainment. You can see all my episodes. It's on horse racing, 7 through 10, Anthony Curtis. I think I'm 150 views already on that one. My YouTube channel is getting more popular. It's just taken a while. It might be a year old now. But I originally I had I was using Facebook. I wasn't using YouTube or Twitter, none of that. And then later on, I end up actually Aaron's here, the one that set up my YouTube channel because he's a genius. Anybody's interested in doing commercials, any type of commercial, promote ads, demo reels for acting or models, you can contact Aaron here at that number and set it up. Because this studio, we do everything here. And we'll be showing you the commercial here, how you can contact them and what we do here. So, and it's actually really cheap because if you go to New York or LA or Orange County, they charge crazy, outrageous prices. And I brought you that from, I'm not going to say his name. So yeah, you can do all that here. I like to promote that because it promotes the studio. Eventually, the studio is probably going to be a lot bigger than it is, and I'll probably be standing way in the back of the line. He'll throw me off my time slot, But yeah, anybody wants to do a demo reel? Demo reels, it depends who you go to for actors or models, or if you want to do a commercial. But the demo reels that they do, or anybody that's a comedian, if you want to do a demo reel, if you're a comedian, know anybody that's a comedian, they can come in here and do their demo reel here. And then they'll have a demo reel so they can send out to any agents or any stage shows or laugh factories that want to see their work. So you can do that here too. I like to promote Go Live Vegas Studios because Aaron here gave me the opportunity to do my show here, which of course I'm paying him, but I got to choose my time slot. Where's it, Richard? No, and anyway, you got another light here. He's got another. Wouldn't you put up this light? Holy mackerel! I look up here now. I got 2 lights at me. I must be a star. You know how they have all the stars get all these lights? That's why Elvis Presley, like I much, had glaucoma. Because of lights in the eyes. Anyway, let me see that. Oh, my hand already came back. Anyway, I might be doing a show on martial arts. I hold a first degree in black belt in Taekwondo, but I've been in martial arts since I was in 7th grade. And not only that, I actually studied more than Taekwondo, Kung Fu, circular motion. I've done other stuff in martial arts, the nunchakus, the bow, the ninja sword, ninja darts. I got in all that crap. That's all I did most of my life was martial arts. Anyway, I'm gonna have Brett. I might have Brett because Brett I think Brett's a martial arts too. But we'll get into that later because I'm curious when I do the advertisement for the martial arts shows. Has nothing to do with gambling, but I just want to throw it out there so I could have it because I always wanted to talk about martial arts when I was involved, and I went through the whole thing. I was only in one tournament. I knocked the guy out and they disqualified me. But I got tired of it because it was kick 1 point, punch 1 point, stop. Kick 1 point. I don't like that. I like to go 3 minutes and everything goes except for no ridge hand. It's called a ridge hand. And no finger jabbing to the throat and no kicking on the you-know-what. But other than that, everything goes. So I actually fought a lot of guys that were bigger than me. Because I had a lot of skill. I had a tremendous, vast knowledge of martial arts because that's all I did. That was a part of my life. And I'm telling you, I ate, drank, slept martial arts. That's all I did for years and years. I can tell you all kinds of stuff about the old way versus the new way here in California. I say California, but it's actually all over. Don't sign a contract. Don't sign a contract. Tell them you want to pay by the month, or if you want to pay every 3 months, up to you. Don't get in a contract because a lot of these studios, everywhere I've been, everywhere, Arizona, California, I was here in Nevada, I was in San Diego too, and then I was in Tennessee checking out theirs. They don't teach you the true martial arts here. Because liability and the kids today. They might as well be taking a knitting class. But I always told the parents, I said, look I'm going to tell them this is the way it is, and this is the way you listen to me, and you listen to the discipline I'm telling you, and I'm telling you this is the way you're going to get hit on the street. And the parents are all up in arms, and they're all going crazy. That I was mean, and this and that. I says, What's going to happen when your son or daughter get out there in the real world? Are you going to be there to tell the other person, don't hit my daughter and my son too hard? I don't like that. They're not going to do that. They're going to jump, beat the crap out of him. They need to learn to defend themselves. If you're going to take martial arts, a self-defense class that is going to teach your kids self-defense. I mean, I show people stuff here. Some of the dealers here that I know, or some of the crazy stuff I did inside the casinos, because they asked it just came up, and I was doing stuff at the tables, and the eye in the sky was. I heard eye in the sky was watching me. One of the waitresses came over, and she wanted to know because she was watching me. The whole game stopped, and everybody said, "Fine, we want to stop." And the floor didn't like that, but even the dealer was listening. And I was showing her a bunch of stuff, and I said, let me have your permission first. He said, fine. Everybody knows what I'm doing? They said, fine. I was showing her all kinds of crazy stuff about your hand movements, the way you get out of this, get out of that. That's why I'm going to ask Brett, and we'll do a show on that. But I can show you crazy stuff when somebody grabs you just by bending their little finger back or pulling, and what do you do to release their hand or two hands? It's because you guys don't have the knowledge, the anatomy of the body. If you understand that, You'll believe me, your body's a weapon. What? Hi, I'm drunk and want to a deep. What did it say? I can't see that.
Want a deep conversation.
Really? Okay, Kelly. What's her name? Kelly. What? Anyway, okay, you're drunk. Kelly baby, get my book. But anyway, yeah, I know this is not about martial arts, but I'm telling you, I get on a martial arts subject. I can tell you so much things, so much crazy stuff about martial arts and the way it was back then, the way we used to fight in the studios. A lot of the times when we free sparred in the studios, we had to mop up the floor because of the blood. Somebody got, their nose bleeds, or we only had, I think one broken arm, but we were, we weren't trying to beat the crap, but we were just free sparring, and all we had on was hand. I don't know what ounce it was. I can't remember. And then we had the feet gear in a cup. That was it. And we went at it for 3 minutes. And sometimes because I was so skilled, they would have 3 guys were a little bit smaller than me, but they all came at me. All 3 of them. I had to defend myself off of 3 guys, and they told him, get him, get Richard, get him. And believe me, I enjoyed it though, because I loved it. Okay, I'm going to get off the subject of martial arts. Oh, I could tell you people stuff. It'd blow your mind about the old style kung fu, circular motion. Anyways, okay, let's talk about Blackjack irregularities. Did I get it right this time? Full tilt. Okay. Yeah, it's in my book. It's in the book Winning Ways. I do have them here. Okay, let's go for the first one. A card found turned face upward in the shoe, it says here, shall be placed in the discard rack. Well, that did happen to me before. And it was funny because the dealer called the floor over, and because it was up in the shoe, and I saw it, and I go, let me see if she knows what she's going to do. And she looked at it, and she looked at everybody, and one of the guys says, you got to play that card. You got to play that card. And I go, no, you don't. It's got to be discarded. And she looked at me, and so I said, call the floor. So she called the floor, and the floor came over and looked at it and says, was it up? She has up, discard it. And she just walked away. So I said, see, you're not supposed to play that card. There's a lot of reasons why. People don't know this about cheating, working with an agent. I could have been working with the dealer. When I saw that up card, it could have been a key in the shoe that the next cards in my position will be coming up or close to it, or random cards are going to be coming up. So that's why they do it, because it could be a signal to somebody. And so the dealer is working with an agent, which would be me. It's just a bunch of stuff I know about. Like I said, vast knowledge of martial arts, a vast knowledge of the gaming industry. Okay, the next one here. Man, what happened to the damn page? Where'd you go? Anyways, Yeah, these. What was it again, Aaron? Irregularities. I actually had this printed this, but I mean, put it in the book. So, but it's been a really long time. I don't really go over this stuff, but people want to know. The reason why I'm telling you is because this happened. What I'm going to show you after this happened too. Two times to me. I think 2 times, or was I a dealer at the time it happened? No. Yeah, it was a dealer at the time, and the other time was at an Indian American Native casino, and it happened. And I'll tell you what they did, which was incorrect. Anyway, so it says a card drawn in error without being the face exposed. Yes, it can be used in the next hand, as long as if the dealer, because I've done it myself, you pull the card out because you think they're going to ask for a card, and they don't. And so as long as the card's down, hello, good morning. Who's that cat? And so I actually, what you do is you do not pick up the card. The dealer's not supposed to pick up the card and put it, trying to get it back. And no, what they do is they put it aside next to the shoe, or if they can, because a lot of times I used to be able to shove it a little bit under the shoe. So that's the way they're supposed to do it. Okay, it says here, if the dealer has 17 or more, and actually draws a card to himself, such a card will be discarded. Yes, and that happened to me too. I had 17. I think I had it ended up being a hard 17, because originally it was a soft 17, and ended up being a hard 17. And I looked at it and I says, whoa, I'm not supposed to pull this card, because a soft 17, it was probably, it could have been a king and ace and a 6, which is a soft 17. So when I pulled the card, it was a 10 value card, it became a hard 17, and I wasn't thinking, and I pulled another card, but I didn't flip it over. I pulled it out, and I was just about to flip it over, and I go, oh, crap. So they didn't know, so I just shoved it back. I just shoved it back real quick into the under the shoe. Those are irregularities of blackjack. But there's other things in my book that talk about blackjack, but I'm not going to go into that. 9. Yeah, I have those. And what was that noise? Who's coming after me? Yeah, so all these things are in my book. Drawing cards, blackjack doubling down. A lot of people know about that. Blackjack splitting pairs. Everybody should know. I do tell it on my show. When you have blackjack, you can double down on blackjack. If you want to double down on blackjack, you can. But if you get another, say you get another king or whatever, or queen or 10 value card, it's not blackjack no more. When you double down, it becomes 21. So but you get double if you win, or not going to say you win, but you could tie, because you're giving up. If you give up your blackjack and don't want to even money, which you shouldn't be doing, and you shouldn't be double downing on it anyway. I don't care if you're a card counter, and you do get another 10 value card, it's now 21, and you get paid double. You shouldn't do that anyway, but you can. A lot of people don't know you can double down. You can double down on blackjack. I seen a guy do it before. I just shook my head. I said, what an idiot. So anyway, okay, what I'm going to do, let's see, I got 20. Well, Brett's supposed to call in at, I guess, 20 minutes before 7. He's going to give his picks. I don't know if it's football. Brett, if you're listening, if you're going to call in 20 minutes before, or maybe a little before, go ahead and give me a text, say, yes, you're going to do it. Because if not, I'm going to keep going with the show. I'll figure something out. Somebody asked me a question up here at Twitter. Or I'm having Aaron ask me a gaming question, because I did set up time for Brett to call me. Okay. No, I was thinking if I should do this other thing here or show him this first. You know what? Now, let me... there you go. You know what? let me talk about this book. I guess let me do this first. You know what? No, let me do it because I'm talking about Blackjack. I don't want to get off the subject. Okay, I'm going to show you. Let me show you something. I'm gonna show you what happened to. I'm going to show you something here. Let me put the checks in the. I'm just sticking them in here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me. Oh man, from what I'm going to show you, this is going to be weird because I was supposed to. Let me put one here, and because this thing doesn't have the spot for it. This is for the cards, so this is kind of goofy what I'm doing. Let me just do this. Let me do. Put this here. These are the wrong chips, Aaron, but that's still fine. Okay. Now, everybody could see the layout, right? Okay, can you see this one? Look at this one. Look where this one's at. I did this on purpose because this happened to me when I was dealing. And so when you play Blackjack, I know the MGM Corporation here in Vegas does this. This is the rule. I'm going to show you the rule. And I don't know if any other casinos actually do what I'm about to show you because I only work for the MGM Corporation. Okay, now watch what's going to happen here. You got it though. You don't got the whole layout, huh, Aaron? Aaron. Oh, he's good. He's working on it. I wanted to. I wonder how they're seeing this. I guess they're seeing it like that, right? Okay, that's actually be facing you correctly because I was going to turn this around. Okay, that's. Well, let me see. Where's this one at? Okay, yeah, good. I need that. Okay, this is actually what happened to me. Now, I honestly believe that the guy he wasn't supposed to be standing. He was standing. You're supposed to be sitting down when you play blackjack, really. That's why he was standing. Everybody else was sitting. And that way they can say, I wasn't playing. I wasn't sitting down. So people do this stuff. So look where the check is. I can say chip. They're really called checks, but chip. Look where his is at. Now, I think he did this because if he got bad cards, he was standing up saying, I'm not playing that hand. So I already knew once I saw this because I saw first the dealer always checks see if the checks are where they belong. So I looked across real quick because I was just dealing, and all of a sudden I took a quick glance and everybody was had their chips. And I didn't even see this one because it was so far back. So anyway, this is what happened. Oh, I got this far. And he goes, hey, what are you doing? I says, what do you mean? He says, I'm playing. I says, no, you're not. Look where your chip is. It's way over there. It's supposed to be where everybody else is at. He goes, no, I was playing. So I already knew a dealer cannot, there's one thing a casino cannot do, and you shouldn't let him do this. You cannot back up cards because he saw that ace, he wanted it. And you cannot back up cards. So he wanted me to put that ace right here. And I told him, you can't do that. And so I had to call the floor. I said, a dealer cannot fix this themselves because this is actually, I don't know if it's irregularity. It's actually a mistake is what is. It's you could say it's a mistake, but it's not because the guy had his chip way over there. And I think the guy was pretending, if I get a good card, I'm going to tell him I'm playing. If not, I'm not going to say nothing because look at my chip. They're not going to take it, and he didn't get cards. So I think that's why he did. So I called the floor over, and I'm not going to mention her name. Me and her went around and around and around at a time. There was a time we didn't get along. It was not because of me, because she just didn't like me. So anyway, I told her, I said, I was dealing the cards, and look where his chip is. It's not in where it's supposed to be. And right away she goes, no problem. She told the guy, were you playing? He says, yes, I was playing. And he goes, okay, put the chip back where it belongs. So he put it where it belongs, and so I want to say the lady's name. She told me, deal the game. Go ahead and deal the game. So watch what I'm going to do. So I finished dealing the game. So I go like this, here. I finished everybody's cards. Everybody's cards but his. So now she goes, give him 2 cards. So I gave him 2 cards. Okay. Okay, I have a 9 showing, so he's got a good hand, but this guy's got aces. But this is what happens now. So you guys remember this. If this happens to you, especially if you get because this guy, they're going to take his ace away, which doesn't mean he's going to win. So they go, okay, this is why it's fair when they do this. So you see, I finished dealing, then I gave him the next 2 cards. And then you ask this person here on first base, do you want to play your hand? So he has the option of playing this hand or not. I think it's fantastic because he can say, well, of course he's going to say, well, I don't know, since I got a 9. If I had a 2 through 6, I would say hell yes, because you could double down. So it doesn't matter. I'm not going to finish the game. What I'm telling you is you have an option. You want to play your hand? And so since he has a stiff hand, he's going to say no. So he takes back his money, and I take the cards. I think on this one, I think they take the cards because you shouldn't put them down. They should be off the table. So they take the cards, and then the guy who was trying to see if he get a good hand or not, you want to play your hand? And they go on. You want to play your hand? You want to play your hand? And they go all the way around. And if everybody says yes, then the dealer finishes the game. But that's how you do it. You do not, dealers do not back up cards. You do not back up cards. So I wanted everybody to see this. This is really important. This happened to me when I was dealing. And because look what would happen. If you was a backup cards, they would take this guy's ace away. You know how pissed off this guy would be? And what happens if this was the next card was a 5? This guy gets a 5. He got screwed. They took his ace and gave him a 5. Well, you'd be pissed. So the way they do it, I know the MGM Corporation does this. I never actually looked at another casino to see how they would do it, and they're probably not gonna go ahead and go through the scenario. They don't go through that stuff when they're playing a live game. This is not learn blackjack at 10 in the morning. They do have classes. You can ask them then on the class if the dealer knows. MGM dealers probably do know that, because once I saw that for the first time, because I never knew it myself, because that hardly ever comes up. So I always remembered that. So what do? This happened to me. I went to, like I said, Native American casino, and that exactly happened to me. Boom, boom. It happened to me. I don't know why I did have my money there, but he passed me. I don't know why he did it. God dang it, where did I used to go? But he passed me, and I said, because he was dealing so fast, and I go, hey, what are you doing? He says, what? I says, I'm playing. And he goes, oh. So he took, let me see, what did he do? He took, it wasn't my hand. It was the guy next to me. He didn't give him a card. He passed and gave me the ace. So I had the ace. And so he does this. He goes, oh, I'm sorry. And he goes like this. And I go, what are you doing? You can't do that. He goes, well, they're not in play. Right now, the cards are not in play. Oh, they're not in play? But the guy had $5 back there. And I told him, hey, the game's not in play. Take that $5 off and put $100 back there. He goes, no, you can't do that. I said, you just told me the game's not in play. He says, oh, well, no, you can't change denomination. I go, well, you just said it's not in play. He says, yeah, but you can't do that. Well, you can't back up cards either. Call your floor. He called the floor over, and the guy had to reset the cards. He goes, I did this, and I didn't give him a card. So I'm backing up the cards, and the dumbass floor guy goes, oh yeah, go ahead. I say, hey, wait a minute. You can't do that. He goes, what do you mean? Yes, we can. No, you can't. You cannot back up cards. And I was arguing with this guy and telling him, you need to call the shift manager or somebody. He goes, no, you want to put in a complaint, you can put in a complaint. And that pissed me off, because when they did it. And if you do, you go ahead. If this does happen to you, you get the time, what time it was. You ask them what the table number is, and it was on Blackjack, and you would know this. And then you call the California Gaming Control Board, and you'll have the time, the name of the table, and you get the floor guy's name and you get the dealer's name, because they'll go over this, and they'll probably, there's a possibility there that both the dealer and the floor will get written up. And you can also file a riots act. That's another thing you can do. You can threaten them by saying, I'm going to file a riots act against both of you. And that's like getting written up, and it's really bad. And then they bring them in, and then they end up going over the tape. They tell them, you have a riots act written up against you, and it doesn't look good for the casino. The casinos don't like riot acts. When you file a riots act, they don't like that because the Gaming Control Board finds out about it. What? Surprise Vegas has to take me out yet. Oh, they haven't taken you out yet, Elder? Was it Francisco? Anyway, so that is, you probably want to go over that again to look at that. And you can see dealers cannot back up cards. So you can see what would happen and how pissed off this guy would get. And this guy, well, then I'm going to add more money. No, can't do that. Okay, we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead, Aaron. We're going to run. We're going to go ahead and run. Go ahead and run my, not the skateboard. Run my regular one, and then run yours, and then I guess we'll be back, and then I'm going to talk about Steve Fisher and his book. Thank you very much. Hi, my name is Richard Delatorre. I'm the author of It's in the Book, Winning Ways. It's on Blackjack, Craps, and Roulette, and you can get it on Amazon, Google Play. You can get it on Barnes & Noble, and it teaches you the ratios and percentages of the casino, because the casino is really in charge. I put the percentages and ratios in your favor. You spend a little bit more money, but you have a better chance of winning. Doesn't mean you're going to win. No book should ever say you guarantee you're going to win. But what I did do is I cut down the ratios and percentages so you fully understand them on these 3 games. So you can go ahead and get that book. I was one of the top selling books on Amazon 2018. I was number 7. I was with Doyle Brunson, Negreanu, The Magician, John Patrick. So I was pretty good for my first book. So you can go ahead and get that book. And pretty much read it to where you pretty much got it memorized, and you should be walking the casino as pretty much as an expert on these 3 games. The platform here is Go Live Vegas Studios, and my show is called Full Tilt Vegas, 6 p.m. Saturday night. I do have guests. Brett Lawson is a sports analyst. He comes on after me. Sometimes we double up. He does it on all the sports, and you can go ahead and see that. And I'll see you next Saturday or every Saturday at 6 p.m. on Full Tilt Vegas. Thank you very much.
Go Live Vegas Studios, a unique multi-camera social media virtual content creators paradise. We offer high-end services using live streaming and film production for your personal or corporate, commercial or event and campaign needs. Pre-record or live stream to your audience on multiple social media platforms simultaneously. Fun and interactive with social media comments, phone lines, live remotes, audio Foley sounds, and Snapchat filters. Be creative, get recognized, and make money. We help you by providing an all in-house production team. Visit our website at GoLive.Vegas.
We're back. Go Live Vegas Studios in the heart of Las Vegas. Full Tilt Vegas here. I'm getting good at that. Anyway. Okay, let's go on here. If anybody got any questions, I don't care what it is about gambling. Call me. I want to answer questions. I don't care if it's a floor person, shift manager. Trust me, I know way more than they do. Trust me, I have arguments with them. Them trying to explain to me this and that. I go, the percentage and ratios of what it comes up, the dice and this. You know, they don't have to know it. That's why they don't know it, because they don't have to know it. I know it because I wanted to know. And besides having this book and then me running into a lot of mathematicians, that's why I really schooled myself to know all these percentages and ratios, what the ratio you need when you need to throw it, what it is, and what's against you, and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give Steve Fisher a plug here. I met this guy, God, it was a long time ago. It was close to probably the year of this book. Anyway, it was a long time. It could have been 15 years ago. I'm not sure, probably somewhere around there. Anyway, Steve Fisher wrote this book. It's called When the Mob Ran Vegas. I'm giving this guy a plug. He was really cool. We talked a lot about stories about Las Vegas, the stories I knew. He had tons of them. I don't know if he wrote the other book. He has another book with all the cocktail waitresses and the showgirls. I don't know if he ever did that other book. Maybe you probably look it up since you already know who Steve Fisher is. This was a very, very popular book. He actually worked a deal with the gambling store here, and he self-promoted himself out of his trunk of his car. And so they were selling his books on consignment. And this book went #1 in New York. When the Mob Ran Vegas. There was some really interesting stories in here. When the Mob Ran Vegas. You see, it's probably in the back. I know you signed it. Anyway, yeah, I'm giving, it says right here, to Richard, great time, powerful questions. Hope you enjoyed this book. Steve Fisher. Yep, he signed it right there. You can see him, Steve Fisher. Yeah, he's about 6'4", this guy. Anyway, you can see that was the back of the book. And you can see all the Lucky Luciano, man. Lucky Luciano. And all the mobsters. Anyway, this is a real good book. It's When the Mob Ran Vegas. And there is pictures. There's a picture of Bugsy on the couch with his eyes shot out. I've already seen this picture 1,000 times before I saw this book. But anyway, Steve Fisher, if you're listening or anybody out there says, hey, some guy, Richard Delatorre, gave you a plug. He's a nice guy. I was really impressed how he self-promoted himself. It was Vegas and it was the mob. Everybody's interested in the mob. So about publishing and books and Harry Potter. When Harry Potter came out, A.J. What is it? A.K. Rowling's? J.K. Rowling's. Oh God, you just wouldn't believe her story, how she came up with Harry Potter. It was crazy. If you guys ever get a chance, look up, what was it? J.K. Rowling's. I used to know her name like that, but I haven't talked about it in a long time. Because when I was really inspired, that's why when I was writing my book, back then I saw the biography and it just made me kept pushing for my book, because when you start writing a book on gambling, there's a lot of books on gambling, and you say, well, why are you going to buy my book? But I did write the book because I knew that that what I was writing was a little bit different than a lot of the books that are out there. A lot of books, like I said, they talk about blackjack and card counting and maybe a couple others, and they write a book 2-3 inches big. You don't need that. They keep repeating everything. I don't mind them putting in a story, but they keep repeating. And I opened up the book on card counting and all these equations like you were going to Mars. It's simple math. There's two systems that I know. The original way with Edward Orthorpe, and the one I use is from John Patrick. And they're two different. They're two different card counting methods. So I'm just letting you know that book that she the first one she done took her 5 years to write, because it was she got the idea on a train, going by on a train, but she was on welfare, and she does this book, and then you got to see the biography, how she got where she got. She even told Hollywood, no, you're not going to do it. You're going to do it this way, or I'm not going to give you no rights to do the movie. And she got her way. And so you wouldn't believe the crazy stuff she tells in that story. It just inspired me to continue writing this book. And also, when I wrote my screenplays, I have 3 screenplays, and I'm actually right now I'm writing another one. It's actually a trilogy, and I got to finish. I got to finish the third one. I have to finish it. The story's not over. So anyway, let me know when Brett calls in. So, but yeah, you
Is
can
this a kissing book?
if you want it to be. Anyway, so yeah, Steve Fisher, J.K. Rowlands. I mean, it's crazy how she came up with the crap she went through in her life, being on welfare, and to get where she was from where she was. And she's a billionaire today, and it's crazy because she could have been worth a lot more money, but she gave a lot of her money away, and she also could have made more money, but she wanted to give. She didn't want to grab everything she can get. So I give her kudos for her biography and what she went through to write the Harry Potter books. It's crazy. Just crazy the money she made and the books that were sold because it was kids. Anything with kids sells. By the way, my 3 screenplays, the trilogy, it's high school kids. They're that's what the genre is, high school kids, or the genre. Let me see. Brett, you gonna call? He's gonna call one. If he's gonna call right on time. Anybody got any questions, real quick, on anything? Aaron, you got one? I actually hold time for Brett. Anybody got any questions? Anybody, come on, hurry up! Somebody call me. Tell me, ask me a question.
Somebody's got a question here. Ready?
What is it? What? Why are you laughing? Is that? Oh, I thought it was Hobby. What? What's in the?
So many fighters missing weight. Don't know.
What do you say? The fighters are missing weight? I don't know. They should be at their weight class when they fight.
I guess you said ask anything.
Oh, really? Well, the other thing is you got to remember something. Some of the fighters are if they are losing weight, they're dropping down to a class. So they can't fight at their weight, so they have to lose weight to fight at the lower class of fighting. So if you're telling me it's not a joke, then that's probably what they're doing. Because if they can't find any fighters to fight at their class weight, they have to drop down. And not only that, they probably beat the crap out of them because they're fought better fighters. So anyway. That's a question well, I kind of know it too, but what is this? Need Vegas to feel like this is for the reminder of the year. Oh, the weather? Where's that? See, I can't even see. This you gotta. Why'd you add this light? Believe me, guys, I can see the screen, but I got these 2 lights right in my face, like the cops when they put that flashlight in your face. You can't see anything. Anyway. Yeah, so what did he say?
He's just making a comment. He wants the weather to be like this for the rest of the year.
Oh, he's in Vegas? The big V? If you're in construction, you hate the rain because you don't go to work. Okay, Brett, you're not calling. I'm getting like BitBoy on crypto. He does this all the time. He stands around. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I went to Vegas to see an Usher. As a fan? Yeah.
You're asking questions through answering.
Well, I know, but those aren't I wanted gambling ones, but that's fine. Yeah, you can find out when he gets there. You can actually, let me see. Go to, here goes another plug for Anthony Curtis. You can go to Anthony Curtis. Hello. I'm smiling too bad. Bunny. I want to give this plug. Thank you for calling. I want to give this plug real quick to Anthony Curtis. He's on phone. Go to Anthony Curtis on. Now I'm trying to remember. Anyway, Anthony Curtis online. It tells you everything about who's coming into town, tickets, cheap, and food. Go Live Vegas. No, what's his name? Anthony Curtis. Look it up. Vegas Advisor. That's what it's called. Okay, go ahead, Brett.
Hey, Richard, how's it going? Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it as always. So obviously plenty of betting action this weekend and probably the most eventful betting weekend in quite some time, at least since the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals wrapped up. Obviously, college football is upon us as we are here in week 2, and NFL now out underway as of Thursday, and the first opening day or the first Sunday of the season coming tomorrow. Opening day action, always really, really big in terms of the betting scenarios and the storylines surrounding them. But obviously, a lot of bait, if you will. So it's important not to fall into those traps. You want to be mindful, and you want to be, even in a way, somewhat humble, knowing what is to come, given this is week one and there's going to be a lot of overreaction and a lot of smoke and mirrors in the aftermath of it. So bet smart, bet wisely as you can. Don't jump the gun, and don't get too aggressive. But hey, we've been looking forward to betting football for quite some time. All we've been able to bet as of late in the past few months is futures. Now we can actually bet some live in-game action, and the lines are interesting right off the bat. Now is the time, if you've been following these teams throughout the offseason, throughout free agency, throughout the draft, throughout the preseason, the past few weeks leading up to this very moment, now is when you could all put it together and really see what these teams have been working on in the offseason, what they're trying to put out there on the field. Again, a lot of it's going to be smoke and mirrors. What we saw from the Los Angeles Rams, for example, on Thursday, don't overreact to that. That's still a damn good team with a lot of talent. And they're defending Super Bowl champs for a reason. Sure, losing Von Miller hurts, but that's obviously Buffalo's gain, who looks like the best team in the league, even off of one game. But again, you can't overreact to that either. Buffalo is still going to have a very tough schedule, so we'll see how it goes. But on paper, those still are two of the best teams in the league, and rest assured, they will be deep in contention at season's end. Let's just not overreact on either side to what we saw on Thursday, just like we shouldn't overreact to anything we see come tomorrow. But I'll give you a couple of picks for the weekend, for the slate. In fact, before I do, though, as I said, week 2 college underway. Fun weekend last week in week 1. Fun weekend so far this week. Notre Dame goes down in a big upset to Marshall. Alabama almost goes down in a big upset to what would have been a huge upset to Texas, but the Crimson Tide are able to hold on. Kentucky and Florida are currently in a close one right now. But the one I'm looking at is the matchup to come later tonight, sort of the big matchup for that night slot, that Pac-12 After Dark slot, if you will, which takes place in Provo, Utah, with the Cougars, BYU, hosting the defending Big 12 champion, the Baylor Bears. Baylor got off to a nice start last weekend. So did the Cougars. You have the number 9th ranked team in the country going to a tough place to play. Provo is that's a great football crowd. The Cougars play exceptionally well there. BYU is often a much different team there than they are on the road. They're the 21st ranked team in the country, but I think Baylor gets it done tonight. Give me Baylor getting 2.5 points in Provo, taking on BYU, which should be a very fun game. Going down, actually, just about the time we both finish up here in a few minutes. Kickoff set for around 7 or so. So that one's getting ready to start. So that's my one pick of the college slate for today to wrap things up on this Saturday. But again, looking forward to tomorrow. That's where all that juicy action is. Week 1 of the NFL. Looking at a few plays here. I'll give them off to you now, Richard. I'm looking at our own Las Vegas Raiders going to L.A. to take on the Chargers in SoFi. Obviously, a lot of hype around the Chargers. I'm very bullish on them, much like I am the Bills out of the AFC this year. I think those are the two best rosters in football, pound for pound. They're the two most balanced rosters, and I think the Chargers are going to be right there, neck and neck. I think Justin Herbert's going to be neck and neck with Josh Allen in the MVP race all year long, but I am putting them on upset alert this weekend, hosting the Raiders. I think the Raiders have been greatly overlooked. I think that offense is only that much more dynamic now with Devontae Adams. You bring in Chandler Jones. You have one of the best pass rushing combinations in the league with him and Max Crosby, but you also have that with what Los Angeles was able to do by bringing in Khalil Mack. So this is a game that I think could be a little bit more low scoring than people realize. I get what these two teams were able to do last year in that regular season finale, which may be the greatest regular season football game we've ever seen. And I think Derek Carr and Justin Herbert will look good in their 2022 debuts, if you will. But I think this game is a little lower scoring. It has a total of 52.5. Not making a play on the total, but I am leaning under. But I am making a play on the Raiders to cover. So that's another dog pick. Give me the Raiders plus 3.5. I think that pass rush is effective. I think Herbert plays well, but doesn't necessarily blow the stat sheet away. And I think Carr stays there neck and neck in what's a much closer game than many anticipate. And even though I'm looking for a Raiders cover here with that nice line of 3.5, that's a really, really tasty line. I actually think the Raiders are a live dog to win this ball game outright. So give me the Raiders plus 3.5 in LA tomorrow in that big afternoon slot. and what's going to be an awesome AFC West matchup. The AFC West is going to be a fun one to watch this year, and I think we'll get a solid sneak peek of that come tomorrow at SoFi. Another one I really like is the Buccaneers-Cowboys. Not so much the line, but the total. You have a mark of 50. I'm going the under on that. I think this Tampa Bay offense is going to be a little slower out of the blocks. I think this Dallas offense is going to probably try to slow it down a little bit, run the ball. You work in Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard in there, take some of the pressure off Dak Prescott. This offense isn't the same, obviously, without Amari Cooper. We'll see how his dynamic this year will be with CeeDee Lamb. I think it'll be a work in progress, and obviously there's a lot of dark horse talk surrounding Philadelphia. So Dallas is going to be a very polarizing team, as they always are. But obviously last year these two teams played in the season opener in that Thursday night game in what was a tremendous contest, back-and-forth affair. Brady and Prescott had a complete shootout. I don't think that happens this year. I'm confident that no matter who wins, I think that score is rests below the total pretty comfortably. In fact, if we saw like a 20-17 to even 24-21 type of final, even though that's obviously not super comfortably under the total, it's still the type of score I'm envisioning, and I think that game sits below the total of 50. If I'm making a pick, I'm taking Tampa right now outright, but again, no strong opinion on who wins or even who covers. I do think, though, again, the under is a very, very likely outcome. So those are two plays I feel very confidently in the NFL about. Give me the Raiders plus 3.5. Give me the Buccaneers Cowboys under 50, and then again for the late night matchup tonight in Provo, BYU hosting Baylor. I like Baylor getting 2.5, so that's 2 dog plays on the line, and then a total play betting the under, which I normally don't like to do in the NFL, especially on a big week like opening Sunday. But I think it's just a smart play there, and I think both these offenses in that Cowboys-Buccaneers matchup are going to be a little stagnant. Maybe not even stagnant's the word, but just a little slow again. Like I said, a little slow out of the box to get things going. So those are my plays as far as the world of football, but obviously that doesn't stop there this weekend. Big betting action tonight as well with UFC 279. And actually the betting action, Richard, let me tell you, has gotten a lot more intriguing in the last 36 hours or so, 48 hours, if you will, than it would have been otherwise. Initially, this was supposed to be Khamzat Chimaev, one of the biggest up-and-comers in the sport today, looking like the surefire welterweight contender, the next big thing at 170 pounds. In fact, when I was filling in for you, guest hosting your show one time, doing a UFC preview for his last fight, he was one of my betting picks that wound up being successful in what was a great fight against Gilbert Burns. This is he was initially pitted against Nate Diaz in what is supposed to be Nate Diaz's final bout for the promotion due to a lot of backstage shakeup in the events leading up to the fight, which included several different things as far as missed weight cuts for Chimaev and backstage scuffles between numerous people and physical altercations. Pretty much so much that we could fill a whole segment of the show about it. Long story short, that scrapped. The card has been reworked, and Tony Ferguson, who is much lower on the card, he has now been bumped up to the main event. So Nate Diaz goes from a huge underdog against the dominant Chimaev at 170 pounds to now just a slight underdog to Tony Ferguson. That card actually opened up as a pick'em. Diaz sits now at about 105. So not huge value there, but still enough to me where it's like I talk about on the show all the time. I don't like to bet the outcome of the fight on just the straight money line play because there's often not enough value there. There's enough value in this, though. It's essentially a pick'em fight. And now it's a much more likely outcome for Diaz. I talked about how I've talked about some of these other fighters on tonight's card on episodes of Full Tilt in the past. Well, last time I remember doing a Tony Ferguson preview was the bout with Michael Chandler. I was in studio about an hour and a half later. It was one of the biggest, most devastating knockouts of the year, and really a sign that Tony Ferguson probably should hang up the gloves at this point. But hey, who am I to question the heart and the guts of El Kakui? At this point, I hope nothing bad happens to him, but the chin is completely gone. We saw that in his last fight with that devastating knockout with the front kick from Michael Chandler. I don't think this is going to fare any better for him. Obviously, Diaz doesn't hit like a Michael Chandler, but Nate Diaz still can dish out a lot of damage. And now this is he's in a position where he is not just in a bout where he can survive. He's in a bout that he can win, Richard. And now it's in a bout where he can win convincingly. Him versus Chimaev right now in 2022 compared to him versus Tony Ferguson in 2022 could not be more night and day. And because of that, I am now making a play on the main event of this card, in which just a few days ago I wouldn't touch with a 50-foot pole just because there was absolutely no betting value there. So it should be interesting. Obviously, Tony Ferguson, an all-time great. A few years ago, I never would have envisioned him and Nate Diaz going at it in what could be each of their last fights ever, at least within the UFC. Obviously, Ferguson was on the fast track to the fight at 155 to be the basically to solidify the generational great at that weight class. And it looked like Nate Diaz was going to be defied by a trilogy with Conor McGregor. Obviously, neither of those things really wound up happening when it was all said and done. But here we are, and due to interesting circumstances and a lot of controversy, these two are going at it in a main event. It could be sloppy, it could be ugly, it could be nasty, but these two are absolute warriors. They're two of the most beloved and respected fighters in the history of the UFC and the sport of MMA as a whole. So it's going to be fun tonight. You may want to hold your breath. But on the bright side, there is going to be some intriguing betting action associated with it, something we didn't have so much just a few days ago. So there you have it. Give me Diaz at plus 105, basically a pick 'em play, whether it be I'm not betting the outcome, whether it be through decision or stoppage. I think both are possible at this point in Tony Ferguson's career, given the matchup. But I like Diaz with the win regardless. Give me that on tonight's UFC card. Again, give me Baylor with the plus 2.5 against BYU. I think Baylor wins that game outright, but I'll play him on the cover. Give me the Raiders plus 3.5 tomorrow in LA against the Chargers. Definitely have them as a live dog, but I'm just playing the cover. No straight up picks at this point in the season. Not touching any outright wins. I'm playing the lines, and I'm playing the total in this case with Dallas and Tampa Bay, where I'm going under. So there you have it, Richard. Like I said, lots of betting action this weekend and plenty more to come. And I look forward to sharing with you right here on Full Tilt, my man.
Thank you very much. All right, Brett, thanks a lot for calling in. Maybe I'll see you the 24th in 2 weeks.
You got it, brother. You take care. Good luck on your bet.
And we might be going to the next Unicon.
Ooh, now I'm really interested.
All right, well, talk to you later. Bye.
You got it, brother. Have a good one.
Thank you very much. Okay, anything else I got to talk about? Yapping? We didn't know. He wants to go eat another sandwich. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye here from lovely Las Vegas. It's not raining, really. It was, but it cleared. Downtown Las Vegas is great. Send the book Winning Ways. Smash that like button and subscribe so you get all the shows here. Not only mine, but the other ones that we have. Don't forget, get my books and the book Winning Ways. It's $9.95 a download. You'll have information for the rest of your life. Okay, we're going to say goodbye here from Full Tilt Vegas. Thank you very much.